What is going on, everybody? King Recon here today, man, to do a video, my very first video on this channel for the legendary, and I have no idea why I don't have a poster of this series behind me, man. I love it. I love it. Ladies and gentlemen, chapter 350 of Toriko. You already know we're here, ladies and gentlemen. We're live. It's time. It's time to see what is gonna happen here with the Golden Cookware, and let's see what happens inside of the Soul World. I'm actually very interested, so let's get right into it. In the first panel we see is Komatsu looking up. I actually really like this panel. Come, appetites. His skills call out. I'll give you all a feast to remember. And it shows a whole bunch of, as I like to call, the Berserk demons. These dudes look exactly like Berserk demons, man. And so, yeah, Komatsu, he's real. He's real, man. He's right in front of all these dudes. He's like, you know what? Do with me as you will, because I'm a beast. You don't want none of these problems. Dang, there's a lot of them. Because we see this panel right here, and there's a big amount of these dudes. A couple worms. Is this a 5-titty monster? Shout out to Togashi, by the way. 5-titty monster. Wonderful. Yo. I kind of like how Mitsutoshi differentiated between a couple of these monsters. They look very, very disgusting. Look at Yuda. The food spirits are decreasing. Hey, what the? Well, Chef Komatsu taking on that menu all by himself. Yo, man, because Komatsu doesn't play around. Look at Komatsu! Bring your gold there. He's swinging around the golden knife, man. Look at this on too. He's in there like swimwear. The flavor's lacking. Rather, there's barely any at all. The flavor of these ingredients is indeed weak, but more than that, it's like I can hardly sense any taste on my tongue. It's as if I'm just eating clay. No matter how much food comes pouring forth from the Whale King Moon's stomach, if none of it has any flavor, these food spirits will never be satisfied. Its flavor needs to bloom. That's an interesting way to look at it because, like for example, I was eating Chinese food earlier, and if I honestly think if it didn't taste as good as it tasted, well then again, I think I can honestly say that if it didn't taste as good and I didn't like it as much, my stomach would probably be craving for more. But I was just so satisfied with the meal, son. I was like 90% done with it, and I saved it for later because I said, listen, I want some more, but right now I'm full. Like, I'm still full from that same piece of Chinese food, son. So I understand what Komatsu's saying here. I definitely do, because if something tastes good, you're satisfied. If it doesn't taste good, man, you're like, man, I wish I could have something better, So I understand. I definitely understand what he's saying. Another is the only food that was able to come to this world with its flavor intact. In other words, it is the bridge between the flavor of this world and the others. I need to prepare another first. Komatsu, he's in there. And then we see my boy Don Slime, and he looks back at the same panel we saw last week of another. And it's floating up. Whoa, it can't be a fully grown another? Really? Impossible. When another surpasses the speed of light, the tremendous speed at which it travels causes countless pieces of it to slouch off. Though those thousands of pieces of slouched off skin still maintain their flavor and continue swimming just the way they were. And among those, one of those pieces had kept on growing until it became the next another. Until now, all we've been capturing and cooking have been that another's baby fish. But for another to be this huge, there's no doubt about it, it's an adult fish that had escaped into the soul world. Oh man. But why would these adult fish suddenly be drawn to this place? The ingredients chose for themselves. Their chef, that is. Kaka-san! Komatsu-san, you had just about forgotten all about me a moment ago, hadn't you? Oh, I'm sorry, that was really a close call there. I'm terribly grateful for your help back in Area 7. The one that taught me the capture method of pear was, Are you okay after being wounded by that monster like that? Hey, look, man. We have to see the Joe stand again, man. Joe stand. You food spirits talk too much. I was originally killed by the blue nitro in Area 7, so I was already dead. No matter how many more times I get killed in this world doesn't mean a thing. Well then, let us hurry and proceed with the cooking. That there is the food spirits kitchen. Let's go. This actually looks really. Ooh, look at that! It kind of looks like a whole bunch of different pieces are forming together to form this heart. That's what this looks like here, like the heart of the soul world, which is pretty interesting. And it looks like countless pieces of another right here. Wow, incredible! Whoa, and they're just flying right down into what actually this kind of reminds me of the inner world of Ichigo. If any of you guys are Bleach fans, that's what this kind of reminds me of. How everything's like floating. It's not really, right, standing right up and whatnot. So it looks pretty cool. There really is a kitchen in the soul world. Yeah, this looks really awesome. It kind of reminds me of like those movies, like if you guys ever watched Interstellar, and they enter that one piece of space into which it's just countless. It's not really the way it's supposed to be. Instead, everything's like upside down. There's things flying over here. There's things flying over there. There's things floating. You're stuck right in the middle of dimensions, and it's something really, really cool. Like, I love seeing that in science fiction movies. So seeing that here is pretty awesome, considering we're in the soul world. So this is awesome, like seeing this huge pot just floating, this refrigerator is floating, like nothing is intact. Everything is floating, and that's pretty cool. I like that. In this soul world where flavor is scarce, even though it's not much, this is the place where we cook spirit food to be delicious. This is where we will cook another. But still, I just can't believe it, that another who can swim at the speed of light is just standing still here. Is it entrusting itself to us? Yeah, it's staring at him, and it has no eyes, so it's even creepier. Boo! Watch out, Don Slime. Ha ha ha. Sorry, I just had to. Don Slime! That's my boy, man. The king of the ring, son. I'm gonna go look for a certain person's soul. He's gonna go look for Ichirayu. Did this man just do the shadow clone jutsu? Son! Don Slime's been learning some new techniques! I flip myself up and have my other clones here watch over the food spirits to make sure they don't get out of line, so you can relax and cook in peace. Geez, that guy really is something else. Anyways, let's hurry up and begin cooking. Although we may have an infinite amount of time, we should still try to do this as quickly as we can, as we have no idea how long our spirits will hold out. Another's cooking process is simple. Since another can run away at the speed of light, the first thing we need to do is tire it out. That should take about 10,000 years. And they're shocked, like, what? 10,000 years? In the project underway in our country, this part of another's cooking is mostly handled at the very beginning. But this time we won't be needing to do that. So let us start with removing its scales. Removing its scales should take about 50,000 years. Dang, 60,000 years. Then removing its organs and washing out the blood should take another 100,000 years. 160,000 years, man. And then Komatsu says no. It won't take that long at all, I'm sure. And he's over there. He's right in front of another. Right in front of another. This is actually a really cool panel. I like this panel. Oh, and we actually get to see a little bit of another's eyes here. I'll be able to show you a faster, more delicious way of preparing it. Oh man, my boy Komatsu, he knows. Those are the words I've been waiting to hear, Komatsu-san. Really, really cool. I love how it's not proportionate there. How instead Komatsu's like down here and everybody else is like a little bit above him. That's pretty cool. So here we see Komatsu, and he's about to grab the people's knife, aka Komatsu. Komatsu says his knife. Oh man. Okay, and we see that he was able to grab something out of it. You really see these concentrating right here. I like that panel, that choice by Mitsutoshi, because you really see just how hard and how much he's concentrating on this. Let me see. Okay, so they're preparing to cook it. They're even pouring on it. Okay. Man, normally this initial stewing process should take about 300,000 years. But this time it looks like it will be finished in 15 years. But still, 15 years? I guess waiting is also a part of our jobs as well. Hey, yeah, that is true. Especially for cooks. Waiting is definitely a part of their job, man. It takes a long time to cook some things. Asatuli-san, why do you and your peers always wear those masks? Yes, your eyes should have already gotten used to seeing it at Blue Grill. Our bodies are not our original bodies, because when being revived, we're reborn into new ones. Of course, each time we're revived, our faces are different. So at the very least, we use the same mask. Even so, we've already long ago forgotten what our own faces look like. That is pretty ridiculous, man. Like, you keep on being revived into different bodies. Like some around, I don't know how many years in the future after doing this for so long, you probably will forget what your original face looked like. Like, it's insane. That's crazy when you really think about it, and that actually does make a lot of sense, because they use that mask, because even though, like, that's never going to change, their face will change, but not the mask. So that's pretty cool. We're only reborn with our gourmet cells, food memories. Apart from that, everything else ends up forgotten. Ah, yeah, Asarudi. Oh man, is this man? Whoa. Was that a little flashback to the past? It looks like he's burning. Is he being cooked? Yo, that's interesting. That's interesting. I'll go back to that. If another is supposed to be able to allow a new sense of taste to blossom, then does that mean those tastes are flavors even unknown to our gourmet cells, which have existed since long, long ago? Or perhaps maybe they've simply just forgotten these flavors. Maybe another simply allows our gourmet cells to remember their forgotten flavors. That's interesting. In that case, along with the new senses of taste we'll gain, maybe by eating another, we'll be able to remember some things as well. And if that's true, then all these gloomy, dark food spirits also remember their smiles that they've lost and forgotten somewhere. I like that. Another. The reason I chose Chef Komatsu and the reason I wanted him to cook it, somehow I feel like I've begun to understand why. My memory might return. It would be wonderful if a miracle like that could really happen. Asahuri-san, another is definitely teaching us the cooking method to let that happen, so that everyone can know its true flavor. Damn, man, you can really tell in like Komatsu's face, yo. Like, not only is he really enjoying himself, but he's putting his all into it, and that's very, very respectable. Let's try our hardest and cook it the best we can, so that we can enjoy its taste with all our hearts as well. Yes, that's right. I leave it all to you. I'm kidding. Another whose cooking time normally should take 600,000 years was being cooked and prepared with overwhelming speed by Komatsu, this chef. So this is Komatsu, simplifying and shortening the preparations of foods. He looks really beast in this panel, Komatsu does. It looks like his hair is really growing too, so you can tell like how fast he's doing this, but time is really flying by. You might call that Chef Komatsu's specialty, but compared to all the other special preparation ingredients prepared up until now, another whose preparation involves many periods of time spent waiting, was restricting the amount of places for Komatsu's skill to really shine. In this soul world, even though time itself stands still, the overwhelming amount of perceived time was causing fatigue to clearly show upon everyone, and perhaps it was because of that. But when at last their spirits were reaching their peak of their fatigue, I'm going to assume that it was cooked. The spectacle that look at his hair. That's Joe, David. I love it, ladies and gentlemen. The spectacle that everyone beheld before their eyes was another being prepared wholeheartedly by Komatsu and one other person. You already know who that is, bro. You already know the legend. That person is. Since entering the soul world, their perceived physical time has been 65 years, man. Everyone is finished. Yo, I know why. Even before this, I go down, I have gotten so much more respect. Real respect, and I just really love Komatsu a lot more after this arc, man. Like that's my boy, bro. He's doing all this, man, for his dream, and I have to respect it. Another's cooking is complete. Right, and then we continue, like seriously. I just remembering how, well, that's another chapter, but remembering how Komatsu was at the beginning of the series, and comparing it to now, wow. Huge improvement in terms of his demeanor, in terms of how confident he is now, in terms of how you can really tell that he's so passionate and is willing to show that passion through his cooking, and he's like more confident. Like you actually feel like you're safe with him, where before you only feel safe if you're with Toriko, but with Komatsu, like he has his own sense of, yeah, I'm my own person now. Like, I love Toriko, but I can take care of myself. And that's something that I really like about that. I really love that, at least that, for this chapter really showed that to me. You know, right here, especially with this last panel, which I absolutely love. This is about to be the thumbnail. Everyone, it's finished. Or I think the one before, because it had the greatness of Frozen. You know, that's the bait. But I love this. I absolutely love the way that Mitsutoshi has shown just how much Komatsu's grown, because I really appreciate that. I really do. You know, once again, just remembering how he used to be, and it's awesome. 65 years, ladies and gentlemen. Going through that much, and he did it, and he's happy, and he's turning around, and he's smiling. It's like everyone is finished, you know, and it's amazing. Another's cooking is complete, man. Another is complete. So I'm very interested. I'm going to assume next week is going to be, we're gonna find out what's going on with Don Slime. That is what I'm going to assume, which I'm very excited for, because I'm still with the Real Talkers theory. I really am, into which that the Don Slime we saw in present time is actually Don Slime and the Judge instead of Don Slime and Ichirayu. So that actually makes a lot of sense. That's something I would like to see. But for right now, guys, this for me, just for Komatsu by himself, and just showing how much like I love it. I love this change in Komatsu. Just for that by itself, it's a great sauce of a chapter, because once again, just showing in this one chapter, I was able to notice just how much Komatsu's grown, and just how confident he is now, and his overall demeanor has changed, and it's something I love. I really, really love what Michitoshi has done with Komatsu, and it's something that it's been a long time coming, and right now it feels great. It feels good. You're like, man, my boy made it. You know what I'm saying? Like he made it, and it's really, really awesome sauce. Even though he still has much more on his journey, you know, to cook many more things. But with this, ladies and gentlemen, you know, he solidified himself as a phenomenal cook, and that's Komatsu, man. Really good stuff, and it really warms my heart just seeing just how much he's grown, because I've been with him for so long. But you know, getting off that, guys, have an obsessive of a day. Leave me your thumbs up below what you guys said about this chapter of Toriko. You know, what a chapter to start off with for my first Toriko chapter on my channel. You know, shout out to Komatsu, man. This was his chapter. He is the MVP of this arc, and honestly, I love him. I love him, man. Awesome sauce.